What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live for Geeks and Gamers Daily, and it's Superman Day, Mike.
Yep.
They've been teasing this thing the entire week up until this point with a poster and then a teaser for the teaser trailer. And then finally this morning, they dropped the teaser trailer, and a lot of people have a lot of very passionate thoughts about it. I don't know how passionate we're going to get about it on this stream. I've watched the trailer. I did a little reaction on my channel. I think you've watched it already. So it's not going to be like first time watching it for any of us, but we are going to go over it and kind of give our thoughts. We got some other Disney stuff in the news after pulling the trans character arc from their new Pixar show. The trans actor who they specifically hired to play this part is very upset about it. This is what happens when you pander these insane things. You end up in problems like Disney has right now. And later on, I've got a very specific topic that I needed Mike to talk about this because of his expertise, because he's black. I needed him to give his take on a new gaming controversy that's out there. But before we get into any of that, what's up, Mike? How you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing good. Watching the internet go to war with itself again over Superman is always cool. And yeah, man, dude, the Disney stuff is kind of hilarious. It's actually really funny to watch this shit kind of take the trash take itself out kind of thing. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, this is what happens when you pander to like this weird fringe market, and then you decide to pull the rug out from under them. They're going to be very upset with you because those are the only people you've been pandering to for the past couple of years. So
yeah, man,
they've kind of fucked themselves over.
Yep. So, and they're just going to take shit for it. Yeah,
exactly. I did see a super chat come in before the stream from JB's Spooky Review for 2. Why does Clark Kent look like Hassan Piker? I tell you what, this version of Clark Kent is actually disguised with that hairstyle, which we actually talked about that a little bit before the stream. From a comic book perspective, you know, Clark Kent just looks like Superman, but with glasses on, and he kind of slouches and changes his body language a little bit. In this, like in a real world version to describe yourself, that hairstyle might make sense, but it's obviously so weird based on what we're used to seeing for Superman and Clark Kent. If you're talking about actual disguise, I suppose that is a better disguise than just taking your glasses off. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Andre CR for 5,000. I showed the Superman trailer to my wife, and she did the expected marketing reaction. The dog is so cute, I want one. It's DC's Baby Yoda. You know what? That might be the case, because I also talked to a woman about that, and all she cared about was fucking crypto. That's all she cared about. And I'm not talking about crypto like the scams or the currency. I'm talking about crypto the dog. Was like, all I care about is crypto. There's gonna be a lot of crypto stands, I think. There's gonna be a lot of crypto fan cams that I believe will come out from this.
Yeah, I talked to Lady Epic about it, and she was like, "What's up with the dog?" She's like, "I know who crypto is, but like, why is it here?" And I'm like, "I don't know." She was like, "Huh, okay." So
at least they didn't race swap crypto. Imagine if he had just come out and he was black.
It's just a Rottweiler shows up. What's up, Superman?
Just a Doberman.
Yeah,
Crypto's a black Doberman.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
B-Chain, not defending gun, but could part of the balloon budget for Superman be in part to set up infrastructure, make subsequent DCU movies? Hope this one makes bank, help the next one be more profitable. I don't know why the budget is so high. Now, again, James Gunn came out and said, no, that's not the budget for this movie. Well, we have official documents from Warner Brothers filed when they filmed because they filmed in Ohio. I don't know if it was Cleveland specifically or not, but it was definitely Cleveland. In Ohio. And, you know, like legally, you disclose a bunch of things on those, including what the budget is, so you can get tax benefits from doing it there. And the budget that was listed there was $363 million. That's what the budget was that they projected for Superman. So he can say all he wants, but that's just the reality. That's what we have. Now, that doesn't include the tax credits they might have got, maybe up to 10%. So, hey, maybe knock $30 million off that. Congratulations. But in terms of why the budget's that high, I don't really know. Obviously, we haven't seen the movie, so we're not sure exactly where all that money went. I know there's a lot of fucking characters in this, and there's a lot of actors that I do think could, partake in the future of the DC universe, but it's a lot of fucking money to spend.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, typically with that happening, yeah, unless it's actors or maybe without announcing it, maybe they shot some stuff for a sequel. Maybe I don't know, maybe they're hedging their bets on some things, but yeah, for him to say that that's not the budget like that is kind of weird. But I also know James Gunn's super secretive about his films. Until he wants people to know stuff, he doesn't want it leaking. But I don't know. That's a lot for a movie, especially with what we saw in the trailer. I don't know if that didn't look like the budget should be that high. But
Goji the King for 20. They Yamcha'd Superman in the first 12 seconds. LOL. We will get to it. We'll get your super chats and then we'll get right into fucking Superman, guys. David Smart, how does CW Kent look better than this shit? Red Android for $20. I'm a regular around here. Why are you deleting my comments? Besides sending Tommytron's company money, I'm always in chat with hot takes and creating a combo with the fellowship. If it's not an echo chamber, why bother deleting it? I don't know what you're talking about, Red Android. If you're talking about comments on videos, we don't fucking moderate any comments. Now, YouTube holds a shit ton of comments. I can tell you that for my channel, there's hundreds and hundreds of comments that YouTube holds for review every single day that I obviously don't have time to go through all of them. Some of them, a handful of them might actually be like, oh, he might use a bunch of swear words in this comment. But a lot of them are just held. That's what that's what YouTube does. Their fucking software. So I don't think any of your comments are being deleted, man.
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. But let us know. We don't do any type of moderation like that. Yeah. Stephen De Leon for 5. Fuck Ryan's hair. High light skin brother Meek. Bill's Mafia. Notre Dame rules all. Shout out West Texas. Chris B for 5. Nice to see you two are the ones that are discussing the Soups trailer instead of that homosexual man who doesn't understand the Cavill Superman. Thank you, Chris B. Jeremy will probably find his way on this stream at some point. That's my guess. Trusting James Gunn is like trusting a pervert priest with children's choir lessons. But then maybe Gunn would like that, wouldn't he? Well, let's just get into it. If I can actually find where I left the Superman trailer at. Because I got so many damn tabs up right now. We got a lot of tabs. Yeah. So you watched it already. Yeah. I've watched it already. We might as well just let the whole thing play for everybody, and then we'll get into it.
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go. The first teaser trailer, which we had a poster for, and then a teaser for the teaser trailer. This is the first teaser trailer official. That's the Clark Kent hair people are talking about. So real quick, when I first watched this, when I heard that first chord, I thought we were about to hear Top Gun. I fucking thought, I swear to God, I thought we were going to get the Top Gun music once I heard that first guitar chord or that guitar note. But
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman. Superman.
All right, Mike, tell me what your immediate thoughts were after watching this trailer.
I was kind of underwhelmed, but like, dude, I don't know what to really expect. I think James Gunn's trying to I think he's trying to please everybody. That was kind of my initial feeling. Like that opening shot of like Superman hitting the ground reminded me so much of like Henry Cavill's Superman when he first tries to fly and then like hits the ground for the first time in the middle of like flight. So there was like some of those things. I think using the John Williams score from Superman doesn't really tell us what this Superman's about. It tells us that he wants us to feel like that Superman or that same kind of vibe. But this character is obviously very different. Nicholas Holt's, like the first shot of Nicholas Holt's Lex, I actually thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I actually really like him as an actor, and I think he could fucking nail Lex Luthor potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, he can be intimidating when he wants to be. But it definitely feels like a weird mashup of Richard Donner's Superman and Zack Snyder's Superman. It feels like they have like that, like both those worlds collided, and this is what we got. And it feels like James Gunn's trying to like win both sides of the Superman aisle, so to speak. And I just don't know, man. I don't hate it. I didn't think it was bad. I don't think he looks bad as Superman or Clark. I think he looks fine.
Like this shot, like his hair here looks much better than that first shot we see of him, where it was just so strange. Like with all the curls in front.
Even that guy next to him was like, "What's up with that hair, bro?"
Yeah, and every other time we see Clark Kent, his hair doesn't quite look like that. So, I like the actress for Lois. I like her in a lot of stuff, and I think she looks fine in this as well. Yeah. There's a lot of characters in this. My general thoughts on the trailer is that they want you to think that this is a kind of one, that there are still fucking really powerful enemies out there that Superman's going to be challenged by, with him being fucking beaten in the first second we see him. But that they want it to be a more hopeful rendition of Superman, kind of get back to basics in that type of way. But there's a lot of fucking characters. This is not an origin story. This is, you are getting thrown into this world with a shit ton of characters who a lot of them happen to pop up. We saw just in the trailer, and of course, I think there's going to be a lot of people that love that they put this fucking scene in there of just one simple moment of a little girl getting saved by Superman.
Yeah.
Right. Which there's this weird thing, like Superman never saves anyone in Man of Steel. It's like, he absolutely does. You guys must just not remember it, and that's fine. But like you said, Lex Luthor is in this movie. I'm gonna mute it and just let it play a little bit.
Yeah.
Luthor Corps, not Lex Corps yet. But I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Some war or some shit that they want Superman to help save. These people are not happy with Superman. Maybe because he saved their city but did damage along the way. Who knows why these people are upset with Superman. But this is where you start getting to all these different characters, including fucking Guy Gardner Green Lantern. And listen, I've been wanting Nathan Fillion as Hal Jordan for forever. I don't know why he's playing Guy Gardner with this wig on. But that's our first look at Guy Gardner's Green Lantern. We have Hawk Girl as well in the movie.
Yep.
There she is. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a villain I should be aware of, or if it's just some random monster for this. But this looks like a big fight.
I have no idea what that thing is. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Yeah.
but I mean, it looks okay. I've got this
Yeah.
thing on. I don't know if it comes over as well for you guys. I have it on like the fucking 4K, whatever it is.
Yep.
There's been hints of Brainiac potentially being a villain in this at some point. That certainly gives me Brainiac vibes, but that doesn't mean that it's Brainiac necessarily.
Well, what's interesting too, real quick about that shot, is so the first image we got of Superman, remember he's pulling on his boots. Everybody thought that thing in the background was like just a weird CGI thing or like some kind of AI creation, but now we see that's actually part of the film. So he took a shot straight from the movie and showed it to us. So I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But that definitely looks like Brainiac. Yeah.
And I wonder if the same people that got upset about a kiss between Lois Lane and Superman in the middle of the like the city during the Zod fight, I wonder if they're going to get upset about this as well. Probably.
Right.
That looks to me like clearly Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
And there's this shot. Now,
Yeah.
a lot of people think this is Brainiac. I actually believe that this is Metamorpho,
Okay.
not Brainiac. I guess it could be a version of Brainiac, but I believe this is actually supposed to be Metamorpho, who is going to be in this. As one of the established characters. We get our shot of Lex Luthor looking not very happy.
Yeah.
Right there. He's upset about something. Crypto. Fucking Crypto.
Fucking dog, bro.
Dude, I think that Crypto's a part of Superman lore. He's a part of Superman, like the character, right? Crypto exists. Seeing it in live action is going to be interesting. You know, the idea of seeing a little dog that has all these superpowers dragging Superman by his cape. It's going to be interesting to see the reaction to that. I do think a lot of girls are going to love it. And maybe they'll pull it off. Look, I've been skeptical of the movie from the beginning because James Gunn. And I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen James Gunn do anything that makes me think he can pull off the Superman they're trying to tell, the story that they're trying to tell. Now, they've been very adamant about this idea of the kindness of the human spirit and hope and just a Superman who's constantly trying to do the right thing. That's what they want to push across. I don't know if this trailer matched up entirely with all of that, with what they've been pushing. I obviously love Henry Cavill Superman. I would have wanted to see a lot more of Henry Cavill Superman. That's not happening. So push that aside.
Yes.
I think the trailer's perfectly fine. I think there's a lot going on, but it's also a teaser trailer. We just got a 28 days later or 28 years later teaser trailer that had a fuck ton going on that told us nothing about the actual story and people were raving about it. I like the trailer fine. I don't like it as much as I was hoping to like it, but overall, I think it's fine. I'll be interested to see when the next one comes out, when we get a better idea of what the movie is going to be about. Because right now, there's so many fucking characters that we know will make appearances. What's going to happen? How is this going to play out?
Yeah, absolutely. There's not enough to go on. I can actually kind of understand where some people are coming from, but there's a lot happening in the trailer, but there's very little clear idea of what's happening. And we talked about this a little bit beforehand. That first Man of Steel trailer is so atmospheric and right away kind of establishes the theme that Zack Snyder was going for. And I think maybe I was expecting something a little bit more like esoteric or a little bit more atmospheric with this, and instead we got just a lot of like, here are all the characters that we're going to see in this movie, and we don't know exactly where they're going to line up or how this is all going to play out for everybody. And so I guess I can kind of see where people would feel like there's a lot going on in this trailer, but it wasn't bad.
No, I don't think it was bad. I see both ranges right now from a lot of people. I see some people being, this is the worst fucking trailer I've ever seen in my life. Can you fucking believe they did this? I'm like, I don't know about that. And there's some people that are just literally coming in their pants at every fucking scene over and over and over again, fucking rehydrating, pausing and rehydrating so they can fucking come again. I'm like, I don't know if it's that either. I think it's fine. This movie has a lot to live up to. There's a lot riding on this movie in general. Man, there's so much writing on this, but this is how comic book discussions are. That's how they've always been. You've got people that are very, very adamant on one side or the other. I've had a million arguments that are just like that. And obviously the internet blows it up to the next level. These arguments we used to have in school or in your friend's basement or at the comic book shop or whatever. Those conversations are now being had online everywhere, in the comments section everywhere.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's fine. I'm definitely interested to see more of it. I'm interested to see more of this next iteration of Superman. And I do believe James Gunn said that this is like, yes, we decided we wanted to use this theme for the trailer and for the promo material and honor that, but there's going to be its own soundtrack. I'm sure that will appear somewhere, but it's not like they're just going to reuse the entire John Williams soundtrack from what they're saying.
Well, my guess is it's probably not ready. I think, just based on the knowledge I've had of like the post process and like the post editing process and stuff like that, my guess is they haven't finished a lot of the CGI. They probably haven't finished a lot of the color grading, and they likely do not have like a score done for this film. Like, even if they started on it
it's
while
still 7
ago,
months away, so yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot to do still in the post-production process. So my guess is this is just a very early look. I mean, I know some people criticized how the framing and how some of the camera stuff looked. I don't think this is indicative of the final product. I think this is just him getting out there ahead of everybody and saying, here's what we have. Because there's a lot riding on this. I mean, he was brought in to fix things and change things. So there's a lot riding on the reboot of the DC universe with his Superman. So
we did get Mr. Terrific in there as well. Forgot to mention Mr. Terrific. We have a black man on the stream, so got to point out Mr. Terrific makes an appearance here. I do also, the thing they released yesterday, the teaser for the teaser trailer was weird.
Yeah.
Like it looked like a cell phone video of random people looking up in the sky. I'm glad that this didn't look like that because that was a little bit strange.
Yeah, I did think that was odd. And also I think, because I know Mr. Terrific is reportedly a bigger part of the movie. I don't know why that is. Mr. Terrific is fine in the comics. I don't know why everybody keeps pushing him. They did a lot in the Arrowverse too. They made Mr. Terrific like a big part of the cast and stuff. I'm like, he's a fine character. I don't know why he needs to be so involved in Superman's story, but whatever.
I don't know if this is Lois here.
Yeah, I don't either.
There's somebody with him, so maybe he's helping like investigate some shit. The brief sequences we got, the behind the scenes stuff we got, the pictures that maybe looked something like that. But who knows? This is going to be highly fucking discussed. They generated a lot of excitement and attention surrounding the release of this. I don't know if it quite lived up to the hype for me, but I also don't think it's a bad trailer. I think it's fine. I think it's good. And I do think a lot of people are going to be excited about it in general. We come and we look right now. Based on what we're seeing, obviously a lot of excitement, not a ton of pushback on the trailer in general. 421,000 likes to 15,000 dislikes.
Yeah.
Like that's incredibly very positive reception.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
In terms of tone, I agree. Like that first Man of Steel trailer. Listen, a lot of people that liked the first Man of Steel trailer and every Man of Steel trailer didn't like the movie. I like the movie, and that's fine. But the trailer, when it was just Russell Crowe's Jor-El narrating over top as you're seeing some small little sequences of like Superman as a kid and putting the cape on, like all those things, like that was very powerful. Like super fucking powerful. But for a lot of people, the movie did not live up to that in any way.
Yeah.
Just a trailer.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. I guess we'll see. Movie end up maybe in a complete banger and everybody loves it. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Let's catch up with some of these super chats.
Yeah. Flowing in right now.
Opening Superman trailer with the Yamcha pose is wild, says Axel Jessen. Francisco Sanchez Jr. for 20. It all comes down to Gunn's filmography for me. He's an inconsistent filmmaker, so his history is what gives me hesitation. Also, the trailer's too busy. Why is it's Hawk Girl, not Hawk Man? So we get in a Superman and Friends movie. So I don't believe that those characters are going to be very important. But this is a establish Superman in a world where superheroes already exist.
Yep.
And James Gunn said something, he's like, there are some characters that he gets along with well and he works with fine. There are other characters that he doesn't get along very well with, right? For one reason or another. I could easily see Guy Gardner being one of those characters that Superman doesn't get along with because nobody gets along with Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
So who fucking knows? But I don't think that they're going to be a massive part of the story based on what we've heard. But certainly could be in the future. Samuel B for 5. Snyder fans when a teaser trailer looks better than their entire movie. Thank you, Samuel. Lion Main Man for 2. Remember when James Gunn said he liked The Flash? I do. Now, what do you do if you take over a studio and a movie's coming out and you think it's shit? You'd say, hey guys, this movie's trash. Don't waste your money. That's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot to be in. But yes, he
Yeah.
did say he liked The Flash before it came out.
Yeah.
Tobias, why the hell is Crypto a CGI terrier? I always thought he was a Labrador or some bigger breed. Plus, it'd be cheaper and better to have a real dog. Well, I think there is a... Listen, I don't think the images of him running are real. But let's see when he's up next to him. Like, he actually gets next to him here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a real dog or not, honestly.
I would be... So you guys don't think that's a... I mean, let's look at it again.
Yeah.
I certainly think elements are gonna have to be CGI, but overall, I don't... Let's look at it here. Without any... We don't need sound for it, but...
Yeah.
I'm kind of... My frame rate's kind of stuttering right now because I got not great internet. But
Yeah.
I don't think it looks...
I don't think he looks bad.
It doesn't scream to me CGI.
But I get why people are upset about maybe the dog breed. But my thing is like
that doesn't look...
kind of said.
The dog looks
sell
real,
better.
right?
I can't tell, man. I really can't. You know, it could be like a real body and like a CGI face. You know, there probably is motion trackers on the dog, you know, so that they could add things in and get certain looks. So I'm not sure. Yeah. I think the cape is CGI, so it stays on the body.
I think he looks fucking... I think that the dog doesn't look CGI to me. Like,
Yeah.
But when it comes to the dog, yes, I don't know why they changed it. I think James Gunn was inspired by his actual dog, but who fucking knows?
Yeah.
The dog didn't look... the dog looks fine to me.
Yeah.
The dog looks fine to me. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Red Android for 5. I guess I could buy it. Was YouTube bot. All I said was the only thing that saved this super dork is if he killed Crypto and went full injustice. Yeah, to my knowledge, nobody deleted any of that, Red Android.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Anima Change. The super dog was lame. Otherwise, not a bad trailer. Gunslinger for 10. I overall liked the trailer. I was concerned that it started with Superman being injured. Probably would have been better from just being heroic throughout. I did think that was an interesting choice for the talk of like, hey, this fucking hopeful Superman. Now, the idea that he gets back up from that and all those things, of course, that's inspiring, but it was a little bit of a weird choice for the opening.
Yeah.
I felt. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
David Smart for 5. The trailer's trash. Lex looked like cosplay. James Bond Superman looks frustrated and he looks depressed. I don't like this trailer at all. I'm done. David Smart for 2. Guy Gardner looks like he's 50. Screw that crap. I think Nathan Fillion is like 50.
Yeah,
Madney for 5. Too many characters. Just focus on making a good Superman movie and build the extended universe. Feels like DC Warner Brother just repeating past mistakes. Thank you. Well, I don't like the look of this whole thing. Cheap and far too goofy. Superman's dad looks like Harvey Weinstein, for fuck's sake.
Holy shit, bro. That's wild.
Filthy Casual. So many characters. The first trailer seems indicative of prioritizing the expanded universe over the movie itself. Huge red flag for me. Ministry of Wrong Thing. Hail to the new crypto paradigm. To the moon. Superman didn't smile. Jeremy must be losing it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Didn't s-
Jeremy feels about it. I don't know.
He didn't smile at all. Yeah.
Ethan Sacco for 20. The trailer doesn't look great, but if anyone has earned the benefit of the doubt, it's James Gunn. He made good Marvel movie in the hype of the MCU. But my thing with James Gunn when it comes to a Superman movie is I like a lot of James Gunn's movies, but often they're not the tone that I would associate with a Superman movie. So that's why I've always been very hesitant about it. Like in general. I know a lot of people like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good. Chris B for 5. Trailer's mad. If Gunn's Superman is not for true justice the American way like all previous Supermans have been, I'm done with DC. Ethan Sacco for 5. Add Yellow Flash to the stream. He's in the comments. Is Flash here? What did he say?
He said that he'd rather watch Superman 4 than watch Man of Steel, which got a lot of people yelling at each other.
Shout out Yellow Flash. Shout out Yellow Flash. John Getz for 2. Better first impression than Naughty Dog for sure. Yes. Does Hawk Tua Girl have a big role here?
That's pretty good.
Stephen McBride for 2. New Soup is a hottie and the movie looks good. Fuck you, haters. Thanks, Stephen. Stephen thinks the New Soup is a hottie. B-Chain, I think the other heroes would represent the degradation of superhero movies, and Superman will represent a return to glory. We'll see if it lands. Nader's Brick for 2. For once, a dog that Mike can't take out.
Yeah, I'm disappointed about that. Yep.
Superman versus drones. You know, I did see, I don't know if it was supposed to be Kellex or not. The robot that is usually like chilling in the Fortress of Solitude and shit and helps Superman. I feel like we saw that. Let's see if I can find it in the trailer.
Yeah, it's like close to the end. There's like a robot and he's like holding its hand or something.
It looks like he's dead. Here it is.
Yeah.
I assume that's who it's supposed to be. That's the only robot friend that I can think of Superman having. And this does look like it's in the Fortress of Solitude.
It looks like he has a cape behind him if you look like off on his back. Yeah. Interesting. That's what sends him over the edge. He's like, you killed my robot, I'm done.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of like Superman things in it, right? From fucking Crypto to Calyx to a lot of shit. Actual real Fortress of Solitude. Will it have the right tone? Will it be a good movie? That's a completely different question.
Yeah.
Hi, Kira for 5. The only part I like was Crypto because how he helps Clark. Crypto's best boy in the comics and would definitely help Clark if Clark called him. For sure. Old Curdy Bastard for 5. We Green Lantern fans are a joke to these people. On his take, I'm perfectly fine with the dog. Yeah, I don't have anything wrong with the dog. Well, like, I do think that it's going to be a little bit strange to pull off the idea of Crypto in live action versus the comics. But I have no problem with the way Crypto appeared in terms of he looks like shit. I thought he looked fine. Yeah. I don't know. Really fat Gore for 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Crypto was played by Sean Gunn in a mocap suit.
Just killing all fours and running around.
Of all the things in the trailer, the only thing that really bothered me was the bowl cut. Yeah, Nathan Fillion looks strange as Guy Gardner with that fucking hair, man.
Yeah.
Soup's ass whipped so bad his dog saves him. Worried. Well, Superman has taken a beating a time or two. What does Crypto get for a chew toy?
Ooh, good question. I'm not sure actually.
General Zod's dick. He cuts that off and gives him General Zod's dick as a chew toy.
Yeah, you can have this, buddy. Yeah.
Red Android. Let's see. Yellow Trash, take the bass out of your voice. VTuber. I don't think Yellow Flash is a VTuber. Buster Nut Smash for 5. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Pops for $50. Epic outpost today. The daily's for sure gonna stick to 1 hour landing. Oh, first part took a while. We had a lot to talk about with that trailer. But thank you for the $50 super chat, Pops. Weird robot for 5. Don't worry, everyone. The dog is not safe sustenance for Epic Rotund. Crypto is safe.
That's fucking wild. Fucking hell, bro.
Aaron Herkelman for 5. I'd rather watch Shaq's Man of Steel over this.
That's a hot take.
Peter Darker, Mr. Terrific, is the key to everything. His darkness will block out the sun, depower soups, and the people will beat the shite out of him while yelling BLM. Boom. Expectations subverted.
Yeah. I respect that. Yeah.
Let me make sure we're caught up. Thank you to the people that joined us over on Rumble and over on Locals. But yeah, this is going to be, listen, whenever any of these things happen, whenever it's Superman, Batman, any of these iconic characters, it generates so much fucking debate and talking points and arguments. And that's always how comic books have been. That's always how comic book fans are. That's how it always will be. And that is the internet.
And like, we've gotten such like dog shit from DC recently, like with the Flash and Black Adam and all that stuff. I don't know. To me, I'm like, my expectations were pretty low already. Maybe a little bit higher because of James Gunn, but I don't trust DC to do a great job with these characters anymore. So for us to get this, I'm like, this is fine. You know, it is what it is. I'm not burning the farm down for it. So
yeah, like obviously I loved Henry Cavill's Superman and I wanted to see more of that. That's not happening. No matter how much people ask for it, it's not happening anymore. That's done. I'm gonna judge this as I see it. I'm not pessimistic nor optimistic. I'm simply kind of taking it at face value and seeing where it goes. I don't have high hopes. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing we've ever fucking seen. But trailer to me was fine. It was good. But it wasn't spectacular. Didn't get me like super hyped necessarily. It also wasn't an enormous pile of shit trailer. I think it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I know it's probably not like the take that everyone wants to hear, that I just think it was a fine trailer, but it's kind of how I see it.
You're supposed to be super pissed. You're like, what the fuck is this? Oh! Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah. Hopefully Crypto doesn't hump legs. He'll like tear somebody's ACL trying to hump their leg. These Webos for 199. Yellow Flash is gay with a rainbow. He joins Jeremy as part of the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah.
Rabid One. Is that Dave Filoni's dog? I don't see a gaping bunghole. Shrug.
Yikes.
Maybe. I'd love to see Superman take out Dave Filoni. Just to point out, when Soups is putting his shoes on and the city's getting destroyed, it looks like Green Lantern and the others are fighting it. Probably why he's taking his time, but still out of character. Like, a lot of people pick at this one moment where Superman and Lois have that kiss in the middle of the Metropolis destruction sequence. And it's like, I don't have a fucking huge problem with it. But for the people that do have a huge problem with that, they might have a huge problem with Superman sitting there, putting his boots on and taking a time to say this last goodbye to Lois while everyone's dying.
Yeah.
Like,
without like getting super crazy deep into it, the rumor is that Superman, they try to recruit him to like their super team and he says no, and he operates on his own. So if he does anything wrong, that super team shows up and says, man, you suck, stop doing this, let us handle it from now on because we're the pros and we know what we're doing. So my guess is that there's probably some kind of truth to that idea. That's why like Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and all their costumes look the same. But you know, and then they have like what was it? I don't remember what was stamped on the ceiling of that building, but I think they all work for like the same guy. So I don't know. It could be interesting. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of message here from James Gunn. It's not like he's not going to write a story with interesting ideas in it. So I don't know.
starts with an S. Simon.
Is it Cord?
No.
No.
You're thinking of a Ted Cord. It's Simon, and his last name starts with an S. Industries. Usually, it's Enterprises in the comics.
Stag.
Stag. Yeah, Simon Stag.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically just, I don't know if it's implied that they work there or not, but maybe. Eddie Brock, new Superman trailer looks like a cheap TV show, to be honest, based on lighting, sets, etc. The Suicide Squad looked better in terms of camera lighting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Meatwad. My first exposure to crypto was that Boomerang cartoon in 2005. It was okay, but the theme song was Crypto's name repeated ad nauseum. Pete, real question is, does it look good enough to help to make a trip to the theater for? For me, it takes more than a mad trailer. Not a great start for the reboot. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's I do want to talk about a few other things though. While Mike is here. And you know, we might as well get in this black story. I have a black story for you, Mike.
Okay. I am riveted and very excited. You know, this is my expertise, so.
Look, I understand that I am a white person. I recognize that I'm a white person. So I might have a different take on this than you do. You ever played the Civilization games, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Civilization games. They're actually pretty rad.
Well, there's a big reveal for Civilization 7 at the Game Awards the other day. And now we're starting to learn a little bit more about some of the characters. And you know, if you've played, you always have these leaders, and some of them have better advantages than others, more boosts for other things. And every once in a while, you get an American character. Abraham Lincoln has been an American leader before. Well, Civilization 7 is going to introduce some new leaders. One of them is Benjamin Franklin. Okay, makes
That's
sense.
cool. Yeah.
The other is Harriet Tubman. Civilization 7 will let you hand the keys to the nukes to Benjamin Franklin and Harriet Tubman. And guess what? America's just showed up. Harriet Tubman is one of the leaders for Civilization 7. Now, of course, I think we all know who Harriet Tubman is. We've all heard about Harriet Tubman. The fact that Harriet Tubman is in the kind of same realm in terms of important American leaders as people like Ben Franklin or Abraham Lincoln or people like that, to me, makes zero sense. To me, it's completely and totally laughable. What the fuck is this? But I wanted the opinion of a black man. That's why Mike is here. Mike, is this your first time hearing about this when I just sprung this on you?
I thought I had saw something about it. I legitimately thought it was a joke. Like, I 1000% thought, oh, that's a joke. Somebody posted a meme saying that Harriet Tubman was in the new Civilization games. This is fucking wild, dude. I mean, I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this right now. The thing is, like, Harriet Tubman was in the army. She had a rank in the military, so she actually even, like, I think she was armed at one point, like, actually, like, actively, like, served in combat at one point.
Now,
but
I will say this, Mike. There's facts about Harriet Tubman, and there's myths about Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
One of the myths is that she was some great warlord general that was commanding armies during the Union War.
Yeah, I don't
like that. That is one of the things that did not happen. She worked as a spy for the Union.
Mm-hmm.
She did work as a spy for the Union.
Yeah, but this attitude of her being a leader, you know, like they knew what the perception was going to be. I will say right now, there is no way, shape, and form that they didn't go, yeah, people are going to be upset about this, but that's okay because we can just call them racist and misogynistic, and then that'll deflect away from any of the stuff that we get. There are a lot of other characters and a lot of other people in history, black people in history, that they could have picked as a leader, even in America, that would have been less ridiculous than this. Like, I don't. It smacks of the movie that they did recently, Tubman. They tried to make her like a fucking hero, and it was like an action film and stuff. Like,
exactly, like people have this very skewed perception of she was a real person. She did help free slaves. She did work as a spy for the Union Army and things like that. But there's also this mythology, and that happens for a lot of characters in history or people in history. But yes, this is the benefit of using Harriet Tubman as your leader in Civilization 7. Let's watch.
Oh, God.
I never lost a passenger. Never crashed my train. Yeah, not many can say the same. Born
Leader attributes, diplomatic and militaristic. For the great Harriet Tubman. As you can see, this trailer's been ratioed. Almost 4K dislikes to 3K likes. I guess we can take a gander at some of these comments. I'm surprised the comments aren't turned off.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Civ 6 lasted longer than Confederacy. Not a leader, but I'm sure this is like plus 20 ESG points.
Yeah.
Civilization's just basically history Smash Brothers at this point. Am I missing something? Tubman was an important historical figure to her general region, but she was not a world leader. Maybe a special unit, but not a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Yeah. Like, if you were to go to the other side of the world and ask them who Harriet Tubman was, chances are they're not going to have any fucking clue. You ask them who there's a lot of other people in United States history that they would know. They would probably know who Benjamin Franklin was, or at least heard of him if you know anything about American history, but not. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get this other than, yeah, it looks good, because, black men aren't diverse enough anymore. We're the white men of diversity. So, you gotta
look, if they had put Obama in this, I would obviously be like fucking like I would be pretty upset randomly that they decided to do that at this point in civilization. They put Barack Obama in there, whatever.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'd be totally against it in general. But with it being said, that would make more sense than this.
Yes, 100%.
Like, do you know what I mean? This makes zero fucking sense, period, at all.
Oh my God. Yeah. She has to have a secret ability where she knocks out babies too, because she used to do that when they were doing the Underground Railroad. So, dude, that's crazy shit. I can't believe they did this. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking here, but here they are. Wow. And even
I'm glad we had you on here for that segment, Mike.
Yeah, I'm so fucking happy I could be here to talk about Harriet Tubman being in Civilization. Fucking hell, bro. That's awful. Yeah.
I never lost a passenger.
Time to arm the nukes. We got to get rid of these whites.
Yeah. Time to arm the intercontinental ballistic missiles. I think it's time we send Russia a message.
Oh, shit, bro. That's fucking great.
Oh, my God.
Fuck, dude.
Meatwad for 5. Mike, please sing.
Meatwad gets the money. C. Meatwad gets the honey. G. Driving in my car. I don't remember the rest of that, how that goes. So, driving in my car, living like a star, ice on my fingers, and now I'm a Taurus. There we go. It's the best I could do. I kind of rapped it instead, but that's because that's how it goes in the show. So,
thanks, Meatwad.
Yeah.
Tobias next for 5. As long as they don't screw up her AI like they did for Gandhi, it should work all right. For those who don't know, Gandhi's AI was supposed to be the lowest aggression at 1, but it would reset to 250.
That's pretty good. Oh, shit.
Madney said this on Side Scrolls. If Civ 7 required a black American leader, Frederick Douglass would have been a far better choice. He's not a chick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the Harriet Tubman choice is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
The Wolf from Heart. Look, it's a magical Negro. # rescue Dave Filoni's dog.
Yeah, it's the hair. The hair is magic. I'm not.
Jason Yankovic, I guess they needed a black woman from the Black History Month release, and Oprah wasn't available. Oprah. She's also played by Deborah Wilson.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me now.
B-Chain, perhaps I've read too many exhaustive histories of the Civil War, but I've never heard Harriet Tubman seen combat. Do you know the way to science victory? And then maddening for 5. Harriet Tubman's going to take us to Mars.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That's the end game. Yeah.
Harriet Tubman reigning over ancient Greece or something.
That's cool.
Because that's how that stuff works, right? You have these leaders, but you can use them for like your country that you start like in the beginning of fucking civilization. Because like America doesn't pop up obviously till much, much later.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about this with you, Mike, though. Not because you're black, just because you're here.
Oh, well, that's good.
But obviously, a major topic of discussion for us over the past several years has been the decline of Disney, the downfall of Disney, by Disney's need to be social activists, to continue to push things, especially in their programming for children that families don't want. And as a result, we've seen those families walk away. The controversy surrounding the parental rights and education bill in Florida that Disney stepped right in the middle of, the continual instances of these things popping up in their actual programming. Well, apparently Disney the other day, they thought it's just gone too far. Maybe because they actually think this is not profitable for them to do. Maybe they thought the backlash has got too much. Who knows the real reason why they decided to do this? But after intentionally putting a transgender story arc into a Pixar series that's supposed to be upcoming on Disney Plus, they made the announcement that, hey guys, we're not doing this. We're pulling it. We don't think that that's appropriate for families. Specifically, this was the quote. A spokesperson for Disney confirmed that the transgender storyline arc was removed and provided the following statement. When it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline.
What a novel fucking concept.
Yeah, leave kids alone.
Yeah.
Like leave children alone. Stop trying to indoctrinate them with this degenerate bullshit. That's what families have been saying. And Disney is a family-friendly brand, supposedly. That's what they built off of for decades and decades. This has made families hesitate to go to Disney, to watch Disney, to use Disney in any way, shape, or form because of the shit that they're pushing. But, I mean, I fucking loved when I saw that. I loved when I saw that because it means that, hey, finally, some of this is getting through. Some of this backlash is getting through to Disney to the point where they had to do something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it just doesn't make any sense. Like they tripled down on this stuff. Everybody kept saying, stop, don't keep doing this. You know, and the thing is, they've put it in other things like the Proud Family. I mean, it went already off the deep end with all of the brace shit that they were doing, but they ended up adding like an openly gay, like non-binary character to it and all this shit. Like, dude, at the end of the day, it's really simple. It's not even, hey, reinforce that this is bad or anything. We're just saying, leave kids the fuck alone. Just make movies and don't push this stuff in there because it doesn't make any sense. That's not your business, and you're not helping anybody, and all you're doing is actively hurting your own business when you do this shit. And I don't understand why they thought this was like a hill to die on, because even, you know, now you see in the UK, which arguably is far more woke than this country, that they're getting rid of things like this, and they're getting rid of this in their media, and they're getting rid of this in their medical books and all this stuff, because they realize it was a bad call and they should leave kids the fuck alone. Like, you know, but I don't know, man. I don't know why they thought parents were just going to accept this one day or be like, you know what, it's fine. It's like, no, they're just going to turn it off and find something else to watch. I don't know, man. It's nuts.
And now one of the more interesting turns in this is after they came out and said this, the actor who portrays the character whose storyline that got cut came out and they were not very happy about it. Transgender teen actor disheartened Disney cut storyline from children's show. Another setback for the LGBTQ community. A transgender teen actor who has a voice role in the upcoming Pixar series Win or Lose has expressed disappointment that Disney cut the trans story arc from the show, saying, I was very disheartened to learn of the changes. You have more things to worry about than this acting role. I'm just going to say that. Chanel Stewart, my fucking mouse keeps going down. Chanel Stewart, a biological male who identifies as female, is still reportedly featured in Win or Lose, but said the character is now a straight girl. Well, they said a straight cis girl. I'm just going to say a straight girl. Just think about this. When this actor, who was 14 years old and pretended to be a girl at the time, Disney puts out a casting call, said, we want an authentic transgender actor to come and play this role for this transgender character.
Yep.
They cast this person. Gets all excited. And then they turn around and they say a couple years later, yeah, you know what? This stuff's not working really well. So we're going to change your character into a normal girl. And that's just what you voice acted for.
Yeah.
Now, this person's really fucking upset. And you go through some of the replies to some of these things. And the very community that Disney has pandered to, that's led to their downfall, the LGBTQ mafia, the freaks with pronouns in their bios out there, they're not very happy about this. But normal people are happy that this shit isn't getting pushed in this. But
Yeah.
how crazy is it? 4 years apart, Disney goes from headhunting a teenage transgender person to voice act their young transgender character in their fucking Pixar show to now completely reversing on that entire thing. They've
Yeah.
found themselves between a rock and a hard place. The people you pander to are now fucking mad at you. Very small amount of people, but very loud and annoying group of people. And the people who used to be your audience for years and years and years, you've abandoned them. You're desperately trying to get them back, but they're not ready to support you either. And
Yeah.
that's where we are.
It's wild, man. To be honest, I'm like, why wouldn't you be happy that now you're just a girl? Like, that's what we're going for, isn't it? Like, the constant reminder, well, you know, when you're listening to this character talk or anything about this character, like, if the idea is to be like accepted in society and accepted for who you are and all this bullshit that they always talk about, why do you need to keep reaffirming this character's trans? Hey kids, let's do a whole storyline reminding you that this character's different than you and why this character's different than you. I don't understand this concept. And I think that, you know, this actor crying about it, it's like, you got what you wanted. You shouldn't be playing trans characters. If you think that you're a woman, you should be able to just play female characters. But that wasn't the case because that's not how they actually see you. That's not how Disney sees you. That's not how you see yourself. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and I think the parent of this person who was 14 when they were cast, now 18, I think you have more things to be concerned about when it comes to your child than this part getting cut out of a Pixar movie.
Yeah, that's.
I think you have much more important things than the boy you let transition when they were 14 years old. And maybe they did it earlier. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yep.
But yeah,
man.
there's that story.
Up. Yeah. That's fucking wild. Big W for Disney, though.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, doing what we've said they should be doing for a long, long fucking time. But it's going to take more than that announcement to convince people that they're not going to stop pushing that shit. Because guess what? This was written into it to begin with. Like, people within Pixar decided that they wanted to write a transgender child in a bathroom sequence in a fucking kids Pixar show.
It's fucking gross, bro. Yeah. It's like,
what until you run all these fucking freaks out of there, it's going to take a lot before people trust Disney in that way. But obviously, like, if you want to talk about them maybe understanding and reading the temperature in the room right now, Inside Out 2 was the biggest movie of the year by far. And what happened in that? They went out of their way to instruct the people making it to make sure that there was no hint of LGBTQ bullshit. They didn't want anybody trying to make some connection and be like, is she actually gay? Is she actually lesbian? They didn't want any of that in there.
Yep.
They went out of their way to make sure it wasn't. So maybe they are reading the room a little bit better than they used to be.
I hope so.
Average welder for 10. I was supposed to get some milk for my daughter after work today, but I didn't know Mike was going to be here. Here you go, sir. Please don't smash my windows out.
All right.
That easy.
Safe. Yeah. It's that simple, man. Yeah.
Tobias next for 10. As excited as I am for Zootopia 2, I'm still very worried about what current Disney will shove into for modern audiences. What Gary the Snake represents is worrying right now with their state. Yeah, what do you remember about Gary the Snake?
I know nothing about Gary the Snake or Zootopia 2, or I barely remember the first one. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Tobias is probably kind of an expert on it. So,
he is. Mexican Iron Man for 5. Harriet says, I make chicken and waffles for my troops. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man. Stay-at-home Hippo for 10. Civ 7's confirmed to no longer have leaders tied to countries. So Harriet can lead countries with a longer history of slavery. Harriet Tubman will be played similar to Gandhi stockpiling nukes. Yeah, it's kind of what I said. Like, she could be like over ancient Greece or like whatever. Like, because that's how the leaders work now. Yeah. Mexican Iron Man super chat edited. Maybe that one got pulled or something. Harriet says, I make chicken and waffles for my troops and serve Kool-Aid to wipe out the patriarchy. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man.
Oh, fuck.
The transmissions part may get cut. That's Hollywood, baby. It is Hollywood. Now, I think the character is still in it. The character's storyline is not. So the character is just going to be a normal girl.
Yeah.
Crit Nature. Hey, Ryan, as a Swiss, I must say, I would have, of course, chosen Johann August Sutter in Civ 7 instead of the black woman. If you know, you know. I don't know if I get the reference.
I don't get the reference. I don't know if I want to get the reference, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't know if I get the reference. But thank you. And with that being said, I think we're all caught up on locals. We're all caught up over on Rumble. And look at that. We're on time.
Yeah.
On time and hetero, Mike. We
Right?
started on time. We went a fucking hour. We packed it with content. And now we're done.
Lots of good conversations. Yeah, we didn't stop to push our weird homosexual agenda like Jeremy. It's pretty good, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Harriet Tubman.
We got to talk about Harriet Tubman. I know I was really excited to talk about Harriet Tubman. I wake up every day thinking about it, you know? How can I talk about Harriet Tubman today? Shit, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you got anything coming up, Mike?
Tonight, we got the Epic Verse Uncaged stream tonight at 8 p.m. And then tomorrow I'll be doing a stream. I'm going to be talking more about the Superman stuff and a couple other things in the news that came out about the Superman movie and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be doing that. So yeah, go sub to my YouTube channel and check it out there. That's all I got.
Well, we appreciate you guys joining us. We got one more from the Trillist, Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben DLC for Civ 7. I thought they were canceled because you can't have black people on food.
On the Land O'Lakes
things.
lady too. You got to have her on there.
Yeah, pretty much. But all right, wait. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. And we will talk to you later. We'll see you guys on daily tomorrow. And I don't know what Jeremy's stream schedule's like. I don't know if he's doing Cobra Cast night. I have no fucking idea, but we will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Take it easy.